of our friends to join. We're also live on Instagram. And here a reminder that if you don't follow Hamtori on Instagram, you can do so. We also share some stories almost every day, some pictures, and yes, you can also watch this live there. So yeah, look for her on Instagram at hamtori.chi, and you will find many reels, pictures, stories. So yeah. And we have, Gary. We're listening to this song. I had never heard of it. Like, never. But it seems to be part of the theme soundtrack of Mr. Bean. Because we were watching Mr. Bean, the special like Christmas edition. And yeah, I was loving it. I used to watch Mr. Bean a lot when I was a kid, and that is the first place where I had like contact to England. I always thought, oh man, England must be a cold, rainy place. Yeah, it probably is. But yeah, Mr. Bean, oh, such a good memory. Hey to the person joining us on YouTube. Oh, Hamtori.
Dog fan forever said hi.
Hi, dog fan. Nice to know. I'm sorry if I cannot reply to your comments soon enough. I do have to use a phone, so I cannot really take a look at your comments. But my husband will try to read them for me. And yeah, where are you joining us from? Tell us more about yourself if you'd like. So. That sounds so Christmassy.
Yeah, it's a nutnugger.
Yeah, that's true. So we're starting shortly on this session regarding requirements to take your doggy with you to a Greek trip. So I'm just gonna turn on the camera. Hi. Hamtori's like, what are you doing? Who are you saying hi to? It's our friend Gary. Gary.
It's a nice warm summer evening.
Yeah, Gary says it's nuts to be playing a Christmas tune in May. Yeah, I know. Honestly, I was surprised I came. You know, this.
It was just a random.
Yeah, it was just like a random playlist that he is using, my husband. But it's nice. You know this song. It kind of brings you these Christmas vibes, right? And some nice
Yeah, we was
memories.
watching Mr. Bean Christmas.
Yeah, I guess this is why.
Some minutes ago.
Yeah. I guess this is why like yeah, like Spotify said, okay, they want to hear something Christmassy. Here it is. Oh, we're apparently going for classical today. Huh. Oh, Tinky! Tinky on tour. Love to see you around. Thank you for joining. Yay! Hi! Hi! We're so excited because, well, I am at least. I think my husband's too, because we are leaving for Greece this week, in the middle of the week, and I cannot wait to be there. Like, I have been, you can ask my husband, I have been thinking about this. Oh, hi, Vito! Love to see you. Hi, hi.
Vito, good
Vito,
evening.
Vito. Yeah, you cannot imagine how long I have been waiting for this trip. I always wanted to visit Crete, which is where we are going to Greece, in Greece, and yeah, now we are going there, and yeah, I'm just so ready for some time off and just getting away from work, getting away from worries, and just enjoy some nice time off with my family. Yeah, so with Hamto and my husband. So happy about that. And of course, I just wanted to share some knowledge on some of these like travel. Hi, Loliboo14. Where are you joining us from, love? Today we are talking about travel requirements to take a dog with you to Greece, because we are preparing ourselves to go to Greece this week, and we will take you with us. By the way, we are gonna make some videos, we're gonna make some live streams, live of course from Greece, just so you know. And yeah,
maybe you can guess where in Greece.
I just said it. I just said it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't make any game out of that. My bad. But yes. So I just wanted to share some knowledge. Sharing is caring, and yeah, let you, anyone who is interested, on some vacation. Okay, Looney Tunes, on some vacation with your furry friend in Greece. We are talking about it today. So mostly we're just talking about legal requirements, so documentation and any sort of like conditions that you have to meet in order to travel to. Hi, 5-star Pomeranians, nice to see you. Nice to see you. We're talking about travel requirements to Greece with a dog. And yes, I just wanted to say this is going to be mostly just on the requirements, like the legal requirements and health requirements that your doggy has to meet in order to be able to enter Greece. We are not really talking about any information about airlines, because of course that can be different according to the airline that you are flying with. But yes, today it's just like general information, speaking of health requirements and documents, like legal requirements. We do have, well, it's kind of easy for us, right? Because we are flying from a country that is part of the European Union. A lot of requirements. But yeah, of course, for other countries outside of the European Union, that might be a little bit difficult, or well, not difficult, but it could last longer to to fill out all these requirements. So yes, maybe I'm totally so tired. Maybe you one day want to go there, like someday, with your doggy. By the way, have you ever been to any other European country with your doggy? That's an interesting question. If you have ever traveled with your dog to any other European country. Yes. So, okay, let's just start, I would say, with the first requirement. That would be the pet microchip. And this is also a question. Do you all own like a microchip, or do all of your dogs have this microchip? That's also a question to you, Gary, because I know you got a lot of doggies. So yeah, just wondering if all your doggies have this microchip. So that's the first requirement, yeah, that Greece wants. So this is the very first step to prepare your dog to enter Greece, that your pet, or your dog has to have this microchip with like the ISO 11784/11785, yeah, standard, yeah. So that is super important, that your doggy has this microchip. And if if you are outside of the European Union and they have a microchip that is not compliant with this standard, ISO 11784 or 11785, then you have some other choices. The first one would be to bring your own microchip scanner, right? Because they need, of course, whenever they are checking your doggy entering Greece, they might check their chip, which is, by the way, usually located here. Like, I know that Hamtori, for example, she hers is located here on her left side. And every time that they take the microchip scanner, they just, like, I tell them to put it here so that they can read it. Yeah. And yeah, this microchip includes like information from you and from your doggy, like contact information, so that they know that this dog belongs to someone, basically. So let me just read what Tinky says. No, we don't travel a lot. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's also not as easy, right, to travel with a doggy or with an animal in general. Gary says it's a law here now. Puppies from a breeder need to be microchipped. Oh, okay. So like whenever you get like in Scotland, whenever you get a puppy from a breeder or somewhere else, do they always have to have microchip? Also, when you own a dog or adopt a dog, maybe, do you need to like uh, give them or implement a microchip for them? Is that now like obligatory in Scotland? And yes, so one of the choices, again, if your dog doesn't have a chip that is compliant to this standard, then you can bring your own microchip scanner. That's an option. Also, you can contact the officials at the border inspection post, yeah, so that you can maybe ask them, to see if they actually have a scanner that can be compatible with the chip that you have, and if they can basically read the chip of your doggy when you are entering Greece. And if your pet's current microchip can still be read, so for example, if your pet has another chip or microchip that is not compliant or compliant with the standard, you can ask your veterinarian to implant a compliant chip, yeah, and the number and implant dates of both microchips must be documented a health certificate. You always have like this, like right, from a European Union country for your dog, where it says the information of you as an owner, the information of your doggy, like what breed, color, sex, date of birth. It also states all the vaccinations that your dog has, any sort of external parasite treatment, internal parasite treatment, everything, like all your health or your dog's health history should be there, right? Like documented in this EU, like it kind of looks like a book or like a passport. Yeah. So yes, again, so you can go to your veterinary and ask for a compliant at ISO 11785, 11784 microchip, and make sure that these numbers, both of these numbers of the microchips, are stated on, on the certificate. And if you have a dog that has a tattoo well, instead of a microchip, this could be accepted as long as it was given prior to July 3rd of 2011. And of course, as long as it is clearly visible, and as long as your pet was vaccinated for rabies after the tattoo was applied. Yeah. And we will also mention more on the norms regarding the rabies vaccination, because yeah, at least not only for Greece but for other countries, they do take a look more into this rabies vaccination. It's very, very important to, I could say, many countries that I have researched for how to enter, they talk about only for from this rabies vaccination, because apparently it's the most important vaccination for for entering a country. So yes, again, just yeah, just summarizing what regarding if you don't have a chip or your dog doesn't have a microchip that is complying with this standard, then your first option is to bring your own microchip scanner. Second option would be to ask the border inspection post if they have a microchip scanner that is compatible with your or with the chip that your dog has. And the third option would be to implant a new chip that is complying with this standard. And both the information of this new microchip and the older microchip that your dog has, they should be included in a health certificate. And just as information, if your dog has a tattoo instead of a microchip, then this will be accepted as long as it was given prior to July 3rd of 2011, as long as it is clearly visible, and as long as it was applied before the before the rabies vaccination. Yeah, so that is important. Yeah, right. Yeah, so many conditions for the yeah, I know, Hamtori. It drives me crazy as well. Yeah, I don't know. Like, but it's important. It's important for you and for the doggies in the country to stay healthy as well, and identify if you get lost in Greece, Hamtori, then they would know that you have an owner, and it would be easier for them to find me as your owner. Yeah, think about that. Yeah, think about that. Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just like, wow, okay, all right. Oh, there's Floris, core excellence in all. Hi, where are you joining us from? Hi, Streichel zu. Vito says, I have a little chip too. Here advise the vet and the councils to chip the dogs and cats. Oh yeah, yeah. This also, this condition about the microchip, it also applies to cats, by the way. If they're missing or stolen or find dead, then can find the animal ambulance or something the owners. Yes, exactly. So this is what I mentioned. The microchip is very, very important so that your dog is identified in case something happens, in case you or your dog is not with you at any certain moment. So just owner. Tinky says, wow, didn't know. Do you need some vaccinations for Greece? Yes, we're coming to that right now. Right now, Tinky. Very good question. Vito says, every checkup by the vet, there check if I still have the chip. Yes, we most activate the chip on internet. Yep, that's also true. You need to register the chip with the dog, the owner's information on a site. That's true. That's also valid here in Germany.
Oh really? Did we also?
No, I haven't done that, but I should. Yes.
Oh, okay.
We
do it tomorrow.
Yeah. Otherwise, they don't know where I live. Yeah. Yeah. Don't worry. Yes, Vito, very important information to share that with the community. That yeah, it's here. They can read it with a microchip scanner, but you as a dog owner, you should also register this microchip number, and of course the information of you as an owner in a site. So it's like a database where they can find your information as a dog owner, and they know where to take the dog, or who to contact in case your dog is missing, right? So yeah, instead of like a dog tag that sometimes you have on dogs, you have then your microchip, or the dog has a microchip, and that's it.
Sometimes I want to touch the microchip on Hamtori, but I don't feel it. I don't find it.
Yeah.
So how is it with you? Do you see or feel it under the skin, the microchip?
Yeah. Yeah, like that's a question for the audience. If you also like, if you ever wonder, oh, um, yeah, I want to feel the microchip. Where is it? But yeah, like so far, or maybe I don't know how it feels. But yeah, I cannot really. Hunter is like, oh, don't touch me. um, yeah, I cannot really feel something on her neck. It's supposed to be again on her left side of the neck. Yeah, Hamtori, I know.
On the left side?
Yeah,
Where?
here, under her neck.
Here. Uh-huh.
But yeah, I don't know. I have never felt it, but it's always there. You know, the scanner always recognizes it, which is good.
Recognized.
Yeah, which is good. Yeah. So yes, good question, Tinky, regarding vaccination. As of vaccinations, the only obligatory vaccination is a rabies vaccination, as many countries, and of course this is attached to different rules, conditions, which happens in many countries, in my opinion. I was also searching for information to take Hamtori to Japan, and they are also very strict with rabies vaccination, and all the rules that you have to follow to apply this rabies vaccination, and yeah, keep it like valid, you know. So yeah, we're gonna look into that. Just Vito says that a Nona older dog, a Maltese, Maltese, had a dog, a tattoo number in the ear. Oh, okay. So you know, if okay, so I guess that the dog of your Nona isn't alive anymore. So as you know, if I understand that right. But yeah, remember, tattoos are also recognized in Greece as long as they have been applied before July 3rd, 2011, as long as they are still well seen, and as long as they were applied before the rabies vaccination. Yeah, exactly. Vito says the tattoo was before a chip. Yes, I know, for example, some dogs, my brother, I have told you about him, that he started, or he is a breeder in Mexico. And I remember the first dogs that he got to start, you know, his business. I think one or two of them had a tattoo, because that was, you know, in previous years, that was the way to identify dogs. You know, they had like a tattoo. I remember that well. That was here on their belly where they have the tattoo. You could see it. It was big enough. And yeah, I always wonder, wow, okay, I didn't know. But yeah, now that is done with a microchip. This is of course less painful for dogs, right? To yeah, instead of a tattoo. But yeah, okay, let's go to the rabies vaccination. All dogs must have a proof of a current rabies vaccination that was given after a microchip was implanted. Yeah, so the very first step is to implant the microchip into your dog. And then after that, you may apply or administer the rabies vaccination. And just as a like information, the very first rabies vaccination after the microchip, this is called the primary vaccination, and it should be a 1-year vaccine unless the manufacturer specifications permit or allow the use of it as a primary vaccination. So if your pet's previous rabies vaccination had expired before being revaccinated, because you, of course, as a dog owner, you might know that this rabies vaccination has to be renewed, like renewed every, it depends on the vaccination. But for Hamtori, I think she has a yeah, I know, sweetheart.
I think she learned today to lay on the back, because usually she don't like it, but today we was trying to do it like with cuddling and hanging around, and now you see she think she gets attention when she lay on the back.
Oh, yeah, she always gets attention, but of course she looks super adorable when she's looking at me
But
like that.
usually she don't do it like this.
No, like she just does it when she's like super relaxed, I could say, right, Hamtori? Yeah, yeah. So sorry about that. It's just that she looks so adorable. Sometimes it's very funny. Maybe some YouTube users know this, but sometimes we do get comments on her YouTube channel when she's like just laying like that, super relaxed and with tongue out. And people are like, "Oh, is she dead?" And I'm like, "No, she's just sleeping and she's super relaxed. Don't worry about her. She's fine. She's just happily trying to sleep. She's not dead."
Yeah,
But
the goal is also to show her to people who cannot have a dog but want to see a cute dog, and that's why we tried and started the YouTube channel, to make people smile, to make people happy with a dog, with a small dog.
yeah,
And yeah, maybe you guys know someone who want to see Hamtori, like kids, yeah, something like this, and maybe want to share the channel, because we try it, but of course we are just amateurs. Yeah, it's
yeah.
just a hobby.
Yeah, I mean, if you know someone who would like to follow the life of a dog, then yeah, you can share Hamtori's YouTube channel. We share different adventures of her, different trips. Yeah, right, different situations from you. So I hope to make people smile. That was the main goal, and I think we do achieve that, right? You do a good job. You do a good job. Yay! Yeah. Oh, hold on. Ding said, "Cool. What breed is he selling?" You mean my brother? He's selling this breed. I always forget the name. It's Whippet. Whippet, like those dogs that are super super fast, and you see them in dog races. That's like the breed, like Whippet. You know what dog it is? You might have seen The Simpsons, and The Simpsons have a very very skinny dog, and this dog is one of those dogs, that can run super fast. Yeah, that's a breed. Whippet.
Exactly, The Simpsons.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
These are the dogs.
Yeah. That's
But it's a brown dog in The Simpsons.
yeah,
right?
but there's also brown, like there are different types of these. Like the Whippet is a type of these. It's not a breed. Let's see. I don't know how to call.
Because your brother's dogs are more white.
Yeah.
They are even one
Greyhound.
a greyhound.
Greyhound.
Ah.
Yes, that's a breed.
Because there are even one dog. You introduced me the dog in 2016.
Yeah.
And the name was Milky.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dog's name was Milky, and the dog was completely white. A Whippet
Yeah, a Whippet
was completely white. I was surprised.
Yeah. So, anyways, sorry, we just like lost the track. Vito says, "You're right. He died in an epileptic seizure when Dad was 12. That is now 35." I'm sorry to hear that. Oh man. Oh, and if I may ask, how old was the dog? And what was his name or her name? Jinky says, "We'll do share. I love to watch." Yay! That makes
Thank
us
you.
happy.
Thank you.
That makes us happy. So, thank you so much, by the way. Let's go back to the rabies vaccination. So, again, the very first rabies vaccination that you apply to your dog after the microchip will be considered the primary vaccination. And it should be 1 year vaccine unless the manufacturer specifications use it as, some other, as a primary vaccination. In here, I would like to tell you a story. Well, not a story, but a finding that I saw when I was searching for the regulations to enter Japan with a dog. They do require a certain rabies vaccination, like with I cannot tell you like now, but it must be a specific type of vaccination, and it must be um 1 year valid vaccination. Like they do not accept, for example, 3 years, or well, they do accept them, but it's better if it only is for 1 year. So what I was saying is that rabies vaccination, you know it as a dog owner, they need to be renewed every year mostly, or it depends on the manufacturer. Like for Hamtori, we do have rabies vaccination that is for 3 years, right?
All right.
Yeah. And this has brought us, by the way, hi, Kale. Hi. We're talking about travel requirements to go to Greece with a doggy. Hi, little Lily Chihuahua. Where are you joining us from? I know Kale is joining us from Deutschland. So, hallo, guten Abend. Vielen Dank, dass ihr dabei seid. Yes. So, anyways.
Guten Abend. Hallo.
Genau. So, what I wanted to say is that this vaccination of Hamtori for 3 years, this brought us problems in Mexico. This has brought like two times problems in Mexico, because veterinarians in Mexico, and according to the law in Mexico, rabies vaccination cannot be older than 1 year. So all the rabies vaccinations are only valid for 1 year. So they cannot understand that Hamtori, who has a vaccination that is valid for 3 years, can be valid. And they're like, no, here it's not like that. And I don't care what your like the health certificate says. In Mexico, the rabies vaccination has to be reapplied every year. And we cannot extend you, or I, as a veterinarian in Mexico, cannot extend you a health certificate in order for her to travel to Germany.
Yeah, this makes, I guess, 3 times problems already.
Yes,
It was in
yes.
Puerto Vallarta, it was in Mexico City.
I think we even made a video about that, and I will post it for sure. Because
really, where? YouTube or Instagram?
On YouTube.
On YouTube.
I think we recorded that, because that brought some problems, and we needed to go to another veterinarian who, of course, was or had the experience to send dogs to Germany, and he knew that this rule, of course, in Mexico it's different, but for Germany recognizes rabies vaccination.
But the problem
longer
is
than
the
1
problem
year.
is that the vaccination is not knowing in Mexico, or is the
No,
vaccination
I just
not
said
valid?
it. The problem was that rabies vaccination
exists this
yes,
type
exactly.
of vaccination,
No,
the company of vaccination.
The vaccinations in Mexico for rabies, they are only valid 1 year, and they are only recognized 1 year. So they never believed me. Yeah, they never believed me that this was existing.
Maybe we should write the company to go and sell this vaccination in Mexico.
Yeah. So, anyways, for Greece it's kind of the same. Well, not the same, but they also recognize rabies vaccination for 1 year. Hold on, let me just read some comments. Vito says he was not so old, I think 4 or 5. Oh man. Oh, that's so sad to know. That is not sure. His name was Racker. Ooh, love that name. Sounds like rocket. And like a rocket to the to the moon. And it was a male like me. Oh, if you have a picture of a Racker, I would love to see that. I'm sorry, by the way. Oh, that must be a very difficult situation for your dad and for your nona. Kale, oh, I love that smiley. Thank you. little Lily Chihuahua. We are a family of 3 Chihuahuas, and we are joining from London. London! Oh, I love it. We were watching Mr. Bean. So
Yeah, we was watching Mr. Bean.
Mr. Bean. And I was just explaining before we started with the topic that I was a very big fan, or I am a very big fan of Mr. Bean. I was watching it very, very constantly as I was a kid. And that was my very first contact to London and England, and like all these like lifestyle, and that was so fascinating to me. But yeah, that's so funny. Hi. You said like you are little Lily Chihuahua. I guess one of your Chihuahuas name is Lily. What's the name of your 2 other Chihuahuas? Hamtori says hi. Good to see you here. Good to see you joining us. Love it. We're talking about
Greetings to London.
yeah, greetings to London, and we're talking about the travel legal requirements that are health requirements that you need to.
And by the way,
to travel to Greece with
and
your
by
dog.
the way, if we could to travel to London, we would, because we wanted it, but it's not possible by plane
To England, you
to
mean? Yes.
England, yes, to London. It would be our second trip. That's why we choose Greece this time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you
sad.
may enter. You cannot enter England by air with a dog in the cabin, and for us to travel with Hamtori and like hire an agency to transport Hamtori as a cargo, I'm not sure about that. So I don't think we will be visiting England, well, at least by air in the near future. Maybe in a car. We saw that is possible, but yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, let's see. Maybe that happens. Oh gosh. Little Chihuahua is laughing. Oldest is Lucy, and she's 10 years old. Oh, Lucy. Oh my god. Hi. Lily is 8 years old. Hi. Oh, I love it. To England, you can come by car. Yes, you see?
Yeah, but the problem is it's a long
Yeah,
trip.
from Germany, that is kind of long trip. Yes. We would need to make stops.
I hope your new, what is it with T? I forgot the name.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah, the boss of London now, the boss of Great Britain. Maybe he changed the rule again.
Okay.
Because we loved it in London.
Yeah, London was very nice.
In New Year 2000.
Yeah, it was to Christmas and New Year.
2020?
Yeah, could be.
I think it was
2019 to 2020. Yes.
Yeah.
Was a very
we loved it.
Yeah. That was really like big bang.
We wanted to show Hamtori London.
Yeah, Hamtori. Oh, you're missing that, man.
Oh.
We need to go. We need to go.
Now she look, I want to go.
Yeah, she's looking at me like, oh gosh, am I missing? Yes, you're missing. I'm sorry, but yeah, we need to go. We need to go to visit you, Lily, Lucy. Yeah. Oh man. And Pixie, yes, Pixie is 7 years old. Oh, Pixie, I love the names. Like, this is Hamtori. Hi. Peggy, sorry. Yes. Oh, Gary, we need to go. We say that every time, every single.
Yeah, but it's the same problem.
We so need that.
But is there an airport in Scotland who accept dogs in the cabin?
Yeah, we
Maybe.
would need to go.
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I haven't informed myself, but maybe. We might need to. You know what I would do? I would just hide Hamtori in my purse. I mean, she's tiny enough, right? So she won't be noticed. They will not know that she's there. And then when we get there, we'll be like, hey, that's it. We're here,
Yeah, I don't understand this rule. I really don't understand this rule.
No, well,
I think it's the only country in the world who don't accept
I
dogs
don't know.
per
I would
airplane.
not say that, but yeah, I must say I haven't come up with. Oh yeah, I think Iceland does not accept dogs.
In the cabin?
Not in the cabin, like in general, I think, or it's kind of.
Yeah, with the quarantine.
Yeah,
thing.
it's quarantine.
Yeah, we was reading about. It was difficult, or more difficult than Japanese.
Yeah.
Japan.
Japan. Yeah. Oh, little Lily Chihuahua says this is the only way. Yeah. Let's see. We might have to rethink it. Gary says it's a longer drive to Scotland. Just get a wee bag. She'll be quiet. Yeah, she will. Hola, Nara, corazón. Estamos hablando de los requisitos para irnos a Grecia con Hamtori.
Hola, buenas noches.
Yeah, buenas noches. Little Lily Chihuahua says it's one off. Yeah. Oh well. Okay, so back to the topic. Sorry, I just have so much fun with you. Okay. So we were talking about the primary vaccination that it needs to be applied after the microchip. Also, if your pet's previous rabies vaccination expired before being revaccinated, so for example, if Hamtori's vaccination expires on October, right? So if I decide to go to the vet and revaccinate her on November or December or January next year, then basically the next vaccination will be taken as a primary vaccination, not like a reboost, or a booster, not reboost, a booster vaccination or a secondary vaccination, just so you have that in mind. And I just said it, all vaccinations that are administered after the primary vaccination are called booster vaccinations, as long as these vaccinations or booster vaccinations are administered within the valid time. Yeah. So yeah, you always need to keep in mind, when does my dog need a new or a renewal or a booster of this rabies vaccination. So there are, sorry. Yeah, that's also important. So the primary rabies vaccination. So if your pet is entering Greece from a rabies-free or rabies-controlled country, there's a list for that, by the way. You may Google that. So rabies-free or rabies-controlled country list for Greece, the primary rabies vaccination, meaning the very first vaccination, must be administered no sooner than 21 days before entering Greece. So if, for example, if Hamtori has or had never had rabies vaccination before, and it could be the first time, then we will need to apply the vaccination and then wait at least 21 days before entering Greece, which is, I guess, seen like a quarantine time. Yeah. And for the booster vaccinations, there is no waiting period, as long as the previous vaccination was administered after a microchip was implanted. So we said that. So the vaccination comes or must be implanted after the microchip or the tattoo, and if the booster vaccination was administered before the previous vaccination had expired. So again, before the primary vaccination has expired. So yes, just so you know, just summarizing this, the primary vaccination, if you're coming from a country where the rabies is controlled or rabies free, the primary vaccination has a waiting time of 25 days before you can enter Greece. But the booster vaccination, you don't have to wait as long as the previous vaccination was administered after the microchip, and before the primary vaccination has expired. Just so you know. And here, important information, we were talking about the valid valid time of the rabies vaccination. Greece does honor the 3-year rabies vaccination for dogs. Yeah. So in our case, Hamtori would not have a problem with her rabies vaccination, which has an expiration of 3 years, which is good. And but it should always only be administered as a booster, not as a primary vaccination. Yeah. And Hamtori has had already, I think, 3 times already rabies vaccination in her life. And the second, which was the booster vaccination, had a validation or valid time of 3 years. So that is no problem for her.
What last year, huh?
No, it was before because it expires this year. This rabies vaccination, she could need
That's
another.
3 years
Mm,
already.
yeah,
Are you sure?
I know. It's the next year. That's
Yeah,
true.
next October.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, until 24. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Francie, the pug. Oh, we love pugs. Where are you joining us, Francie? Little Chihuahua, guys from Germany, if you go through Luxembourg. Oh, through Luxembourg. Yeah, we might
What does
need
it
to.
mean, go through Luxembourg? Then we can travel by airplane with a dog to London or Scotland?
Apparently,
Really?
like they suggested, guys from Germany, if you go through Luxembourg.
Yeah, it's near Germany, of course. I didn't hear about. Maybe you
Maybe.
can tell us more.
Yeah, if you know more information, we will be super interested to know because really we miss England, well, London so much, and yeah, we will really take the chance. B2 says, I have only the yearly vaccination. The vet asks always if we going on vacation to another country. If we do, then I get the vaccination what I need in that country, and I must get a European animal. What you mean like a passport? Yes. Yeah, just some other countries require other vaccinations. That's for sure. That's for sure. Peter says passport where they can see what for vaccinations I got, who is my vet, and where I live. Yes, yes. Hamtori also has that, and of course that's I think the only thing that you need for your dog if you are traveling from another European country, like European country in the European Union. Just so you know. But yeah, for Hamtori, it's all in her like European Union book or passport, and yeah, we don't really need something else. Um, yes. So once your pet has entered Greece, a 20-day waiting period is not required for subsequent visits, provided rabies boosters are kept up to date, and the other entry that the other entry requirements are met. And I told you that Greece has different lists of countries that are rabies free or rabies controlled. But if your doggy is entering Greece from a high rabies country, then it must wait a minimum of 30 days after the primary or booster vaccination before receiving a rabies, I don't know how to pronounce that, titer test. So you don't only need a vaccination, a rabies vaccination, you need to wait 30 days. It doesn't matter if it's primary or booster vaccination if you're coming from a high risk rabies country, but you also need a rabies titer test, so antibodies test, which we will talk about now. So again, if your pet is entering Greece from a high rabies country, you can Google that list on the internet and see if your country is considered a high rabies country by Greece. Then your pet must be microchipped, then vaccinated for rabies. So first step, then vaccination for rabies, always following that order, then waiting a minimum of 30 days after the primary or booster vaccination, and then a rabies titer test, FAVN, must be made. Yeah, so basically your veterinarian will check that your pet is microchipped, that of course it has a rabies vaccination, because in this rabies titer test they will test if your dog has enough antibodies for rabies. So that is what it's all about. And the samples for this test must be processed at approved laboratories by Greece. And assuming that the test results are within acceptable limits, your pet can enter Greece no sooner than 3 calendar months after the date the blood was drawn. And then if your pet already has these acceptable limits or levels of antibodies, then your pet or your dog will avoid quarantine. And yes, again, this is only for countries that are considered high risk for rabies from Greece. And yes, it's not different for Japan. For Japan, we should also uh, apply for these antibodies test and not even wait for 3 months. I think it could be 180 days. It could be longer. So yeah, 6 months.
Yes. We was reading it hours ago.
Yeah. So from the very first day where the sample of the blood is taken, from that day on, the count of the days is starting. So in theory, your dog, if it was a newborn dog, your dog would be around 7 months whenever it may enter Greece, by the time that it enters Greece. So quite a long time, if you ask me. But it's good. I mean, it's all in protection for also the dogs that are in Greece already, and the cats, of course. Nara, no estoy segura si te he entendido bien, pero nosotros también queremos tener información sobre cómo ir a Reino Unido en avión con Nara. Sí, Nara, fíjate, sorry, I'm just responding this inquiry from Nara, who is also interested on going to UK with a dog by air. So yes, muy buena pregunta, porque justo estamos pues discutiendo un poquito este tema con alguien que justamente se unió de Londres. Y por lo que hemos visto, no podemos, seguramente ustedes ya lo vieron, no puedes entrar a Inglaterra por medio de un avión, a menos, o bueno, en cabina con tu perro, a menos de que el perro viaje como cargo en otro avión que está operado en un vuelo que está operado por una agencia. Es lo que yo encontré y se me hace demasiado riesgoso. O sea, mandar a Hamtori por medio de cargo y todo el show. Justamente lo que estábamos comentando aquí, Nara y familia, es que podrías ir a Inglaterra por medio de auto. Eso creo, y por ciertas, me parece que por ciertas carreteras puedes entrar con un animal por auto, pero por tren no se puede, por avión nada más se puede, lo que yo encontré es que nada más se puede por medio de un avión de una agencia que la va a tratar como un animal de cargo, no como una mascota. O sea, no podría viajar Nara con ustedes en cabina. Es lo que yo encontré. Y se me hace muy difícil. O sea, no sé si lo podemos hacer. Entonces, en nuestro caso, si viajamos a Inglaterra, sería por medio de carro y así poder pues viajar o entrar a Londres, bueno, no Londres, pero a Inglaterra con Hamtori. Sí, desde España es igual. Sí, es que está difícil. O sea, para entrar a Inglaterra está medio difícil. Se lo pierden, pierden. Tal cual. So Nara was just saying, yeah, it's the same problem to enter, England from, traveling from Spain. And yeah, I just explained that the only way that I found was to travel by car and entering UK or England by car. And yeah, in the end, yeah, if I find a way, then I will tell you because the demand is there, but yeah, we cannot find easily a way to enter England, by car. Okay, but you always need to plan a trip, at least from Germany or from Spain, to really drive and make stops, make some hotel stays and then continue your travel. So it's not as easy, right? So you really need more time. Yeah, you need more time. Or you travel to well, it's difficult, but it's doable if you have the time. And yeah, I mean, maybe one day we do it. And yeah, I know, Anthony. So, yes, we saw already the rabies titer test or the antibodies test. We covered that. Information: a tapeworm treatment, so the worm treatment is not required when entering Greece from any country. But what is required for some countries is a health certificate. And this will depend on whether on whether or not your pet's transport is accompanied or it involves a purchase, a sale, or transfer of ownership. Yeah. So in these cases, we are mostly just covering travels to Greece with our dogs. I will only give you the information for non-commercial transport of dogs. Of course, there are other requirements for commercial transport of dogs, and you can, if you are interested on that, we can do another live stream, another part of this with those. But as of now, we are just focusing on the non-commercial trips or transport to Greece. Yeah. So in those, of course, the owner, which is me, or the legal representative, that would be my husband, of the owner, is traveling with or within 5 days. So you are traveling with your pet or within 5 days of the pet. So for example, if Hamtori was flying with, I don't know, with an agency as a cargo, she could fly alone, but then I would have to join her within 5 days. Yeah. So, and the transport does not involve any purchase, any sale, or any transfer of ownership. So I'm not giving Hamtori away in Greece. Yeah. So that means that's a non-commercial transport. Just so you know. Just saying hi, hi, hi. Little Chihuahua says, when you decide to come to England, just let me know and I will give you some tips on how to do it quicker. Yeah. Oh, little, you know what? Let me follow you. I'm just following you now, little Chihuahua. I love that. And yes, let's stay in touch, definitely, for sure. And whenever we decide to go,
Yeah, we was thinking about, because we have 2 weeks left
oh, sorry.
for 3 days, the end of September, beginning of October.
Yeah.
We wanted to go to Paris again with the train, but if it's really possible,
yeah, I
by
mean,
plane,
why
we will
not?
go to Great Britain, and of course we will make a stop in Scotland.
Yeah. Yes, Gary, Scotland, we're coming.
It's like,
Yes.
oh no.
Oh no.
They're coming.
Ah, yeah, Gary, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. If we're coming, we're coming. But no, yeah, that might be. Thank you so much for for offering us your help, and I will definitely contact you. And if that's okay with you, I will share these tips with the community, because I see, for example, that Nara from Spain, they are also looking for a way to go to England. So again, there is, people who want to go with their dogs to England, but it's not possible, or it's not that easy.
Yeah,
So
and I even cannot believe it. It's since 2 or 3 years that they don't let the dogs in.
Oh, really?
No,
Is it new? Is it like a new regulation? Oh, really?
I think so.
I don't know.
I cannot believe it was before then like this.
I don't know. I never informed myself. But yeah, anyways, I think that will be an interesting live stream whenever we get this information from you and inform ourselves more. Then I will for sure do a live stream about it, because you see, some of our friends want to go to England, and yes, it must be possible. It must be possible, Hamtori. You might get to know the king.
Yeah, the new king.
Yeah, yes, Charles. I'm coming, Charles. I'm coming. Sorry, I'm silly.
We're just kidding.
Yeah, we're just kidding. Oh God. Okay, Cornichesta. Hi. Where are you joining us from? We're talking about travel requirements to Greece. Little Lily Chihuahua says, we travel a lot and we went through a lot as we live in London. Yeah. Oh, I love, even if you're up for it, we would love to go live with you whenever, you'd share some tips how to travel to London or to England. Yeah, that would be super interesting. So if you're up for it, we are as well. Gary says, I'm glad to hear it. Are you sure, Gary? You are not looking that sure. Dinky says, I want to go to Greece too. Did you hear about the earthquake? Yes, we did. We were reading about it, I think today or yesterday. Yeah, man. I mean, I'm glad as long as I read, there were no like people, like deceased people or with some injuries, as long, as far as I read, and I hope it stays like this. Um, but I personally was not aware that Greece was like seismic. I don't know how to call it, like an
Did you
area.
hear about the earthquake?
Yeah, like I don't know.
Really?
I did read about it
Okay.
after, of course, like one day, but I didn't know about these constant earthquakes that
So cross fingers
that
it's over.
Crete has. Yes. Yeah, I'm crossing my fingers, of course. But of course, I'm also crossing my fingers for the people who already experienced this earthquake, and I hope that everything is fine.
I mean, you know it from Mexico, yeah?
Yeah, like
This
Mexico
feeling-
City is also a zone where you have constant earthquakes, and yeah, that's not fun. That's really not fun.
So in my life, I never
Yeah,
felt,
that's
I
true.
never felt the earthquake in Germany.
Yeah, like ever since I'm here, I have never experienced an earthquake here.
We are not in an area
Wow.
where it's possible.
Wow. Yeah, in Mexico, I lived this, as a kid.
Mm.
Yeah, also as a teenager. It
Really?
happens. Yes, it
Oh,
happens.
yeah.
But, you have to live with it. You cannot change it. So, yeah, I can only hope that people there in Crete are fine and that we are fine when we are there. So, cross fingers, cross paws for us.
Maybe
friends.
I ride the host
Yeah. Yeah, maybe.
if the Airbnb is still there.
Gary says, anytime you like, friends. Oh, yay! We're super happy about it. Imagine that. Little Lily Chihuahua says, of course, it is absolutely okay. Yay! Good, love that. No, it is for sure more than 10 years. No dogs on the aircraft. Oh, so this is an older regulation that the
really?
dogs, yes, that the dogs are not allowed in, to be on aircraft.
Who comes on this idea?
Wow. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, they have a reason.
I mean, what is the difference who come to by car and by aircraft? The dogs are still in the country.
Yeah, I don't know what the reason was not to accept dogs on on airplanes. I don't know.
Was they floated from dogs by aircraft?
We will do a live stream about that, because that is very interesting. Yeah, that's very interesting. That's very interesting. And of course,
we will ask Tommy.
And I will invite Little Lily Chihuahuas as a host, as a co-host, because this is very interesting, and they seem to have experience. Avión y nos vamos todos juntos a UK. See? So Nara just suggested to kind of like rent an airplane, and we all just go to UK together. So we rent all an airplane and we all go to UK. Yay! Yeah, we will just ask around who would like to go to UK, and then we can rent the airplane and a pilot who can just fly it for us, and then we will go. That's a good idea. Little Chihuahua says we should plan that together. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like the live stream. Yes, for sure. Little Chihuahua, hopefully no damage in Greece. Yes, hopefully. Oh, my friend. Oh, he's here. Hamtori. Oh, he's here. Hi. Hi, Yohi, all the way to Finland. Little Chihuahua says, this is very regular in Mexico and in USA, California. I didn't know about the California, like constant earthquakes.
Of course, San Francisco.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, but in Mexico, that's for sure. At least in Mexico City.
Is it not the same plate? The Gulf Plate.
I don't
With
know.
the San Andreas Graben.
Could be.
Huh?
I don't know. I don't want to say like yeah
I either
false
don't know.
information. Yeah. Little Lily Chihuahua says, once we do live stream, I will explain all. Yes, please. Like, I will get in touch with you to organize this together. That will be fun. Vito says, seems exciting to me. Flying in an airplane with little Chihuahua. Oh, yeah. Imagine like a chi plane, a chi flight. Little Chihuahua says, including why it is not possible by airplane. Yes, that is a very important point on the live stream. Like, people need to know why this is like this, because to me, I cannot find a reason. But it's interesting to know that there must be a reason behind that.
There's even not a reason behind that they had the Brexit. So
yeah. I don't know about
Just a side
that.
note,
I don't
yeah.
know about that. Oh, I don't want to comment on that because yeah, I don't know all the circumstances. So yeah, Vito says, which I mean with. Don't worry, Vito. Don't worry. Oh, yay! Hello, little Chihuahua says. Unfortunately, it is not possible at the moment as girls are sleeping as we had very long. Even don't worry about it, little Lily Chihuahua. We can organize it on another weekend.
Yeah, maybe next weekend.
Yeah.
Greece.
Yeah. Well, let's see.
Yeah, let's see.
Let's see,
where we are.
but maybe like in 2 or 3 weeks we can organize it, and you can tell us more about. And we can also like
Yeah,
check.
maybe when we are back in Germany.
We can also check the time when you're available, and yeah, again, we are very up for it and super happy to have you here to tell us more about your experience.
In the past we had so many live streams with other friends.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah, that was fun. I love this. I love to
with
have
the breeder in
Brazil.
In Brazil.
Yeah.
Brazil.
Yeah, we always have to sing that. Golden Zoe, hi. Little Chihuahua said, let's be in touch anyway. Yes, let's do that. Little Chihuahua, we will be in touch. And like around 3 weeks, I would say we can do that. Julie Pork. Hi, Julie Pork. Why are you joining us? You and Golden Zoe. We are about to finish this live stream about the requirements. So I was saying, I was telling you about this health certificate for non-commercial transport. So for this, of course, you have to apply with the rabies vaccination, the microchip. We saw that already. And apart from that, this health certificate has to be from a licensed veterinarian in the origin country, and it has to there's like a specific certificate for non-commercial transport for Greece. So they have to complete this certificate, and it has to be endorsed by a government veterinarian, and this must be within 10 days of arrival. So 10 days before, 9, 8, 7, 2. You go to this veterinarian. We go, for example, to the institution, like the health or veterinary institution of the city where we're living, and we do such a health certificate. We don't need it now because we are a country of the European Union, but normally you would need that from a country outside of the European Union. Yeah. So if your pet, for example, is traveling from the USA, the veterinarian must be accredited by the United States Department of Agriculture, so the USDA. That could be interesting for our audience on YouTube, because I know many of you are from USA. So this veterinarian must be accredited by the USDA, and the health certificate must be endorsed by a state USDA office unless the certificate is completed by a military veterinary corps officer or GS 0701 serious civilian government veterinarian employed by the military. So pretty official. So just to let you know. And if your pet is traveling from Canada, the Canadian Food Inspection Agency must endorse forms issued by Canadian veterinarians. Yeah. So, yeah, that is pretty much what you need for, you know, to travel to Greece. So, again, summarizing, you need a microchip, you need a rabies vaccination. If you are from a high risk rabies country, you need also the antibodies test, like the results, favorable results for your dog. And you also need, if you're coming from a country outside of the European Union, you need a health certificate for non-commercial transport, in case, of course, that you are just traveling with your dog and you are not giving or leaving your dog in Greece, basically. And also, one important thing, you or your uh, sorry, I just needed to add some information on the health certificate. The form is good for transport of 5 or less dogs, and it is the form is good for 4 months of travel within the United Union, or European Union, sorry, and as long as the rabies vaccination documented on it does not expire. So, for example, if you want to enter Greece and then go to Germany or France or whatever, you may, just use this, right, for 4 months. And you or your representative must sign a declaration of non-commercial transport, stating that your pet's transport does not involve the sale or the transfer of ownership of your pet. So yes, that's it. And again, for any member state of the European Union, uh, just make sure that the pet passport that you have for your dog is updated, and you don't require any sort of like health certificates for your doggy. Yeah, so don't worry about that. Just worry about the pet passport and that it's updated. Also, the rabies vaccination must be, updated. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it for your doggies. You may travel with up to 5 dogs, one person. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. If you have any questions or comments, or we will organize this live stream around England. That will happen for sure. Just let us know. Oh, one note about banned breeds. I know Germany, for example, bans some breeds. Greece doesn't do this, so they have not published a list of banned dog breeds. Just letting you know that. And that's it. So we did it. Captain is like super exhausted. Oh, you finally finished this monologue. Okay, thank you so much for staying with us. Again, next week, Hamtori, we are going live from Greece, and we might do this. Yeah, we will decide later on the week. But yeah, maybe we can show you some of Crete. Would you like that? Of Crete? That would be cool. Anyways, okay. So Hamtori is so cute with the tongue. Oh, come on, Vito. You are like a beauty yourself. Tinky says, yes, think the same. This tongue is so funny. Want to touch? Thank you, Chihuahuas, Luna Evo. Hi. Hi. Love to see you here. From Brazil. Little Chihuahua. Aw. So many hearts. Gary says, I've never traveled with any of my dogs. I definitely have to hire a plane. Yeah. Yeah, Gary, you have a lot of dogs. But, with you, that could be fun to be on a plane and all your doggies. Flora! Hi! Love to see you here. Unfortunately, we're done with this live stream, but next week we will be back from Greece. Little Chihuahua, have a good evening. You too. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see us. Well, I will write you for organizing this next live stream on England travel requirements. Winky's World. Hi, Jinx. Unfortunately we're going now, but thank you all for being here. Bito looks awesome to travel with though. Yeah, like it's quite nice. I have to recommend it, right, Hamtori? It's fun. So good night, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for all your participation. It was nice. And we will see us next week from Greece. Bye bye. Bye
From
bye.
Creta, we will see us.
We will see us. Bye
Thank you
bye.
for all wishes.
Bye bye, YouTube.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
Have fun. Safe travels.
Love you
Thank
all.
you. Mwah. Bye bye. Have
And
a great weekend
and a great night.
and a great night. Goodbye, YouTube.